Hello, good evening, Strangeways Scots edition. These two folks are just in time for the strange but funny open mic. Hello, I am your guest host for this evening. My name is Blake Carlson. Are we ready to get some comedy started tonight?
Yeah!
That's what I freaking thought. All right, I'll try to keep it PG for the baby in the room. How you guys doing? This is cool. It's a rainy day, but we're all here. We're nice and dry. I'm having a good time. I didn't have to walk here. I've got 4 wheels. But I am your guest host, normally the host of this open mic. Her name is Grace. She's very nice, very sweet, very funny. But you're in good hands with me, trust me. I run my own open mic over at Vossen every first and third Wednesday. It's a great time, you know. And I'm a nice guy just overall, too. Like, you don't have to feel weird about, like, I'm the kind of guy that spends like a nice night to himself and calls it a evening. That's Blake, okay? And my friends every day, they're like, Blake, come on, come out with us. Have a couple drinks, shoot some pool, it'll be fun. And I'm like, I'm having an evening. And they're like, what about tomorrow? And I'm like, I apologize. It's a full weekend. I should have told you. Yeah, tonight I'm watching Labyrinth, and tomorrow I'm making a puppet. So I'm booked. I'm booked wall to wall, and I'm a nervous guy, which I suppose anyone who takes the time to make a puppet is looking for some kind of control. I have to admit that. But does anyone have like anxiety, like struggle with just general dealing or no? We're all feeling A-okay? Okay, this table, you guys are all well adjusted. Good for you. Give me the number of your therapist, please. Pat, welcome to the show. When I was a kid and I would get kind of nervous when I would have anxiety, I would resort to like sucking on my fingers, is what I would do. Not my thumb, even, my fingers. I would suck on these 3 fingers. Because I can take more than 2, yes, at the same time. Trust. And what would happen was, when I sucked on these 3 fingers, I sucked on them so much and so often that I had to go to the hospital and get my tonsils taken out. And now I can suck on them all I want. It's great. I don't have to worry about tonsillitis. Actually, tonsils can't grow back, so I have to be careful of that. I don't want to have to go to the hospital twice in one lifetime. No one wants to do that. Pay medical bills out the ass. I've been rereading some of my favorite books recently. Just getting a jump on my summer reading, because 9th grade's gonna be a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta retake bio, it's a whole thing. But I've been rereading right now The Indian in the Cupboard. And you know, for people like us it's hard, right? Because it's like a stupid, outdated term, right? Because most people just call it a cabinet now. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is. Let's see. This next character is a country version of Will.i.am. Well, I'll be. That's that whole joke. Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely love, adore the phrase "baby on board." I love it. I love the phrase "baby on board" so much I've been using it in my daily life, actually. But like when I agree with something, you know, like you want to take shots at 11 a.m. Baby on board, okay? You want me to steal this Joker Funko Pop, Ben? That's crazy. Baby on board, all right? You want me to steal it and throw it away right after? Baby on board. You want me to drive at 60 miles an hour with my eyes closed? Maybe not on board, all right? I gotta draw the line somewhere. Let's see. I was in a Frisbee, geez Louise, never mind. I love, another thing I love, and then we'll do the show on the road. I love the verbiage people use when they're like asking you for money. Like I'll walk around Carytown and people will be like, do you have $1? Right, could you spare some change? But this one guy, on this one particular day, I walked by, and he goes, "Do you happen to have $1?" Like fate was involved or something. Or better yet, like he was setting up a magic trick. I didn't know. I walked by and he goes, "Do you happen to have $1?" And I go, "No." And he says, "Check again!" I'm on the magical side of life, I really do. Alright, and this mic is going to be extra, twice as magical as it normally is. My name's Blake Carlson. Are you guys ready to get the show started? Alright, I'll energy your first comic coming up to the stage. He's a very funny guy. He's been doing comedy thrice as long as I have, and I cannot wait to see what he's got prepared for you guys. Everyone, put your hands together for Ben Pierce! Yeah! Your next comic, he shoved me in a locker when I started comedy. He is my comedy bully, and I am his comedy bully-e. All right, everyone give it up for the man who punched me in the face several times, Taylor O'Sullivan!
I would never punch Blake in the face. That's crazy. He's too handsome.
Oh my God, did you guys have Holocaust and pedophilia on your bingo card today? Happy Sunday, that's fucking hot. That came in hot. And I'm a guy who thinks about Jesus quite often. And I think about the fact that Jesus started an entire church because there had to be one person back in Nazareth that was like, "That fucking guy? He's in charge? He could barely swim. How is he supposed to be in charge of people?" Fun. I do think about church a lot. I think about the first church quite often. I think it was like started by accident. Like Jesus died and Peter and Paul and them were like drinking on a Saturday, like partying and for remembering Jesus. And then Mary was like, "Let's keep this party going tomorrow." And Peter was like, "I can't, I got work on Monday." And then Mary was like, "No, don't worry, it'll be at 9 a.m. And then everybody shows up to Peter's house, and Peter opens the door, and he's hungover, and they're all hungover, and they're like, "We're here for the party," and he's like, "Ah, this is some Catholic shit, I don't even like it." Cool. I went to a cryptid museum last weekend. Do you know what cryptid museums are? They're not real. This was not a museum, this was more like a trailer with a guy living alone in it, and he just had a bunch of like random Bigfoot paraphernalia. He was like, "This is a piece of hair from a witch." And I'm like, "Why did you store it in a Ziploc bag?" I'm like, "That's not from a witch, that's from some creep, you creep." But they were talking about Bigfoot, and I was like, "Has anybody else been here today?" And he's like, "We actually just sent 3 guys out Bigfooting," which is looking for Bigfoot. It's also called hiking for regular people. Like, you don't have to call it Bigfooting. You don't have to call it Bigfooting if you just want to be outdoors. Like, ghost hunting is literally just breaking and entering, right? It's just breaking and entering at night and a little camping. I believe that my wife believes in ghosts. She thinks that there's a ghost in our house who does all the chores because she will walk around and she's like, "Oh my God, somebody put the dishes away." And I was like, "Boo, it's me." And she's like, "Who said that?" And I'm like, "I'm here still, I think." I don't think I'd last long in prison. I don't think I would do well in prison. Just because I know one Friday I'd be like, TGIF, and then they'll stab me and I'd be dead. Like, do you think anybody in prison is like, hump day? Just walking around, like every day's the same in prison, I imagine. This is fun. I'm reading a book. Which is really cool. Thank you. It's a book on World War II. And when you don't know anything about World War II, you start Googling German ass shit by accident. And it does not look good. I'm Googling Nazi planes to figure out what they looked like. And now I'm either going to be on a watch list or I will be in President Trump's cabinet soon. Did anybody go to that stupid ass pride parade? It's his pride parade, and it's really just quite awful. Because you know that's the type of shit people are gonna get fired for. Like, you can text your wife in a group chat about bombing Yemen, but if Donald Trump is like, "I wanna have a party, it's gonna be a parade, here's 45 million, and throw a big ass party," And then that's what they put out there is just pathetic. I think that's where Pete Hegseth is finally fucking done. I don't know, that was just completely in my head today. Let's see. I don't know how you all feel about guns. I don't personally care, but my aunt believes that everybody should have a gun. And she called me last week. She's like, Taylor, happy birthday. How do you feel about guns now that you're 34? And I'm like, the same way I did when I was 33 yesterday. And she's like, do you think you would ever have a gun? And I'm like, Aunt Kate, honestly, that's her real name, redacted. I was like, honestly, Aunt Kate, I think some people should have guns if they want them. I don't think other people should not have guns if they don't want it. And then my aunt was like, wrong, everybody should have a gun. Then I was like, Aunt Kate, I love you. If I had a gun right now, I would end this phone call. And then she was like, fine, maybe not everybody should have a gun. And I was like, checkmate, bitch, it's my birthday, I win. But people talk about guns the same way people talk about babies. Like I was talking to one of my friends, and he's got 3 guns and 3 kids. And he was like, I swear to God, over my goddamn dead body will they come into my house and take my guns. And I was like, what about your kids? And he's like, I don't care. Give them away. Congratulations, by the way. It's new. It's like a new gun. I don't know. This is fun. Yeah, this is fun. I didn't talk about half the shit he talked about, so I feel like I won. All right, my name is Taylor Sullivan. Thank you guys for being out here.
Taylor, nobody ever thought you would do well in prison, okay? You went to a cryptid museum. As soon as you start talking about that, you're done. I'm sorry. And then you become a cryptid, so maybe that's what you want to do. All right. Your next comic, he's newer to the scene, but he's going to take Richmond by storm. I just know it. Put your paws together for Chris Schoen!
Oh, cool. A third of the audience just walked out the door. That was really a positive way to start the evening. Well, hi, I am Chris Schoen, and yeah, I've just started doing comedy for a little bit, but I've given my 10,000 hours to the stage before. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about my life. And to start with that, I have to just be like, hey, I know I'm also a white guy, but at least I'm gay. Like, so we have a little diversity in the show, I think. And the problem is, I'm like, I never know how to just start it with like, I'm gay, because like all of my stuff is about that. So if you're not into it, sure. But my friend was like, well, you can't just like tell it. You have to like show in a joke. We want to be inside the moment. And so I was like, so you want me to show the audience that I'm gay, right? And I was actually planning to look straight at this person, but they're gone. So I just instead walked up and down the street trying to see if I could find someone to give a blowjob to up here. Like, how else am I supposed to show that I'm gay? Well, actually, I do know how to show how I'm gay. And it was like this one time last week, I went up to DC to go see some show, and it just turned out that in the room next to mine, a fine-looking gentleman was staying and decided to come over to my room. And so, you know, he came over and we were like, hey, do you want to like do the thing? And I'm like, what is the thing? And then he was like, tried to push me down onto my knees, and I'm almost 40, so that doesn't really work too easy. And so I was just like down here going, can you get me a pillow? Okay, it's gonna take me the rest of my 5 minutes to get up off the floor. Okay. First I thought it was the comics, now I'm thinking it's you all. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so who else is obviously single in here? Woo! I was like, you're the only male at the table with a baby? I don't know if I believe you. But yeah, being single, well, you know what? I will believe you. Why not? It's always yes and. Yes and I am also single. I will have to say, when you are single and you're trying to figure out the like dating scene or whatever, you take an inventory of yourself. And I realized that I am not handsome or sexy, but rather I am cute. I am like my neighbor Totoro. When you see me, you just want to smile and be like, oh, I would stand out in the rain with you, like, but I'm not going to be there like, hello. Come back to my place. Yeah, that's not going to be me, but I'm the cute one. And there's actually something really great about being cute, because when you're sexy or handsome, you eventually get to a point in your life where you have to tell people that you used to be sexy or handsome. While when you're cute, you're always going to be cute. Like, I am going to age, and I'm going to go from being Totoro to being Santa Claus. Like, and who is cuter than Santa Claus? I'm going to tell you, no one. But I will say, though, that something is really troubling me, and that is in media and art and, like, pop culture, Santa has slowly started to get skinnier. And I'm not really sure how I feel about this. He started to be like, you know, ho, 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 and now he's like almost like this buff daddy. By the way, happy Father's Day to all the people I called daddy this week. None of them related to me. And so yeah, Santa used to be jolly, now he's like almost like ripped, or even like from the side, even a little slim. And I'm like, the dude works one day a year, and in fact, most of his work are other people that he takes credit for. He eats nothing but cookies and milk. He should always be chubby, right? It says like a bowl full of jelly, not like a thigh full of Ozempic, okay? Like, that is not how Santa wants to vibe. And I think we should change that. Make fat cute again. Because I also know the kind of body I have. I have the kind of body that when you lay out on the beach, Greenpeace shows up with a camera crew and a tarp and starts like spraying water on you, and while Sarah McLachlan plays in the background. Like, that is, I know who I am. But yeah, okay, well thank you for, I bring friends to my shows for when you all don't laugh, so I at least feel good about myself when I leave here. Been single for about a year. My last partner and I, we were together for 6 years. He was a dick, but, you know, he is a douchebag. Oh, they both know him too, so confirmed he is a douchebag. But for my 40th birthday, we were going to go to Los Angeles, and it was going to be this like really nice trip, go turn 40, lay out on the beach, not have Greenpeace show up. And then, obviously, since we broke up, that is not happening anymore, so instead, I'm going to see Weird Al Yankovic in concert on the lawn. I am clearly thriving. Okay, well, again, as I'm taking inventory of myself, something that I need to tell you all a little bit about gay culture. In gay culture, I am what they call a bear, and I'm going to tell you that this joke will not land with a bunch of straight people in a bar, but I'm still going to tell it anyway. And that is, to understand what a bear is a gay man with sleep apnea. So, I'm really glad that one landed, because that is the truest thing I've said all evening, is that. And honestly, or another way to think about it is, it's a gay man that looks like every 90s dad sitcom character. Like, every single one of them. And, yeah. So yes, take inventory of my body, I know what I look like, I know the kind of person I am, but now it's like also the way that I dress, right? Like, I know I came up here and look like I manage an Advanced Auto Parts, but I'm actually quite a refined person. I go to the movies, I go to like concerts with people with violins, I cry alone instead of in front of all the other people. So I am like a full-on adult. So I have to leave you now, and I want to ask you all one question, and how long do you think I'm going to be single? Okay, well, thanks for that. I'll leave you all now. Have a good night. Thank you all so much.
One more time for Chris Kringle, everybody! We're like if Santa tended bar in Richmond.
Right?
Yeah, which is pretty great actually. It's very comforting. Woo! Hemp IPA sounds amazing. Little mistletoe shots? I don't know. Alright, your next comic. He's one of my good buddies. He's my co-host over at Vossen every first and third Wednesday. You guys are going to absolutely adore him. He is the giant on top of the beanstalk. Put your hands together for Sam Nelson!
That's all I got. I'm sorry, everybody. That's nice. Chris, I'm glad that although you're white, you're gay. I think that that's really great. Can we please hear it for Chris one more time? Even though I'm a white guy, I am actually evil. So I like to think that, we're really holding it down.
I think my algorithms have caught wind of this fact. The last thing that I got recommended on Instagram was a Swarovski minion from the Minions. So hundreds of dollars on a crystal statue. I've noted that algorithms have gotten insanely good over the years. I don't know if you guys have read about this, but apparently women have found out that they were pregnant from their algorithms before ever taking a pregnancy test because they were getting recommended maternity products. So they have a crack team of people working on the algorithm where they see women and they go, pregnant, not pregnant, pregnant, and then they get to me and they're like, fuck, child billionaire probably. So it's Father's Day today, and I usually wouldn't tolerate this kind of behavior, but my dad actually pitched a joke to me today. And he said, hey Sam, I've got something for if you ever get heckled. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. So does anybody in here have any heckles?
You suck.
I suck? Thank you very much, sir. So this is what my dad said that I should respond to you with. He said, and you might recognize this from circa 2008. Charlie bit my finger. Okay, so that's kind of what he said that I should say. So I think that went well enough. Why don't we give him a call? I like to think he loves me, so this should pan out. Hey, Dad. Hey. Yeah, you remember the Charlie bit my finger thing? We killed. Yeah, I know. You guys don't understand the kind of enabling we just done. All right, well, I love you. Happy Father's Day, and this will never happen again. So, I'll see ya. Yeah, absolutely. Bye. The nerve on that fucking guy. Let's see. I'm going to talk about orangutans now, I guess. I get videos on my Instagram. I don't know if you guys have any favorite genres of video on your Instagram. My favorite one is when animals are friends in unlikely situations. One of that I've been returning to has been an orangutan that has adopted a variety of tiger cubs into its care. I think this is really beautiful, and I was hoping to find like-minded individuals in the comment section. Not so much. Unfortunately, when you open up the comments and then you look at the pinned comments, there'll often be promoted accounts, and here's one that I saw under this. It was demon emoji, eyes emoji, we only post the most brutal cartel shootings. How quickly we forget the lesson of the humble orangutan. I wonder who that's for. I just don't know who could see a beautiful visage of two animals being best of friends, and then they're like, you know what I could go for right now? Is a vato getting his head blown off. Let's see. Are you guys familiar with the concept of the haruspecs? Any big haruspecs fan? It's okay, we've got time. So, what a haruspecs is okay, so we'll go actually. So, the haruspecs practices haruspicy, a practice common in ancient Rome, and before them, the Etruscans, right? So these people were charged with divining the future for powerful leaders via the entrails of a goat. Really impressive. So here's what it would look like if I was a haruspex and the king asked me to divine his future.
It's looking pretty gross. Thanks. Do we have any magicians in here? That's crazy. There's usually 4 to 5. Okay. Well, that's actually it. Thanks, everybody. I'm sorry.
One more time for the best son ever, Sam Nelson.
Yes, sir.
He called his dad in the middle of his set, and I have not called my dad all day. So I'll make sure I do that for this. All right, your next comic. I'm not sure I've ever seen him before. His name alliterates, and I want to make sure he knows he's next. He's wearing a purple shirt, and he's looking down, and I'm very excited to see what he's got for you all. Everyone, be so loud for the Terrible T!
Man, how y'all doing out there?
Good.
Y'all give me a weapon like I'm actually a professional or something. How many of y'all went out to the march yesterday?
Woo! Yeah.
How many of y'all went out to the march yesterday?
Woo!
Good for the USA, ain't it? It makes me mad. It makes me mad when I see people start trouble in my country, you know, because I love this country so much. You know, I'm just tired of the judgment and the racism.
The mic to your mouth.
Anybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. It makes me mad when people start trouble in this country I love. I'm kind of tired of all the racism and the judgment.
Yeah.
Anybody feel like they want to just off the races?
Yeah.
I had this dream. I invited all of them to my house. I invited all of them to my house for dinner. I'm not a racist. It was a mix of races. Don't get mad. Some was black. I had to prepare so much food from so many different origins. The worst part of the cooking was when I had to add raisins to the poison potato salad. Let me try another. This actually is the first stage that I came on the first time. And so this is like probably my 5th time up. The last time I did pretty good. The first time I came up here and it was like a total disaster. The terrible thing about the first time I came up here, I actually had a joke for when I was gonna bomb because I knew it was gonna be so bad that I was gonna bomb. Here go another one. I have chickens. Anybody here have chickens? Let me try it. Dogs. Let me see. I have a couple of dogs that I came into my marriage with. One of them name is Chubby. He's a little bitty puggle. He never listens to me. Reminds me of my wife every day because when I call his name, he just looks at me and keep going the other direction. Crazy part is that he actually is blind. And he's deaf. Oh no, you're good. I'm actually getting a little bit like my nervousness is actually starting to fade away a little bit. So I'm gonna do a different one. I don't like my wife found my birth certificate on the table. I made a mistake of leaving it outside. She was like, it's very important, you don't want to lose it. And I asked her why. She said, and I asked her what they gonna do, send me back to Africa? I said, shit, I'm already home. I said, if they do send me back, if they do send me to Africa, I'll just go over there like I am from there, and just, once I get on the ground, I'll just play like I'm an idiot out there and don't know where I'm going, which I ain't gonna know nowhere. Yeah, that was a dumb joke. I recently gave up smoking.
Yeah.
It's been affecting my ability to do anything, so I had to let it go. I haven't smoked since I got in my truck to drive up here to the bar. Nah, it really did get me into a bad situation. I left my wife at the grocery store. And when I got home, I was at home chilling with some friends and talking on the phone. We was drinking it up, and next thing you know, I was getting this phone call, and she was like, where are you? I was like, who is this? She was like, it's your wife, who? Where are you? I was like, I'm across the street at the Walgreens. She was like, no, you ain't. You left me at the store. I'm gonna be out on that one right there.
That's the first time I've seen someone heckle to be like, I'm leaving, but you're doing great. It's not you, it's me. Also, you added raisins to the poison potato salad. A little redundant, don't you think, Terrible T? These white people will do anything. Don't you agree? All right. Your next comic, he's not white, but he will do just about anything. He's very funny. You guys are gonna like him a lot. Put your hands together for Bryan Fountain.
That's right, I'll do anything. I'm a freak. Hot and bothered. You guys may know this, but before I decided to do comedy, I left behind a pretty lucrative music career. I had that one hit song you guys might remember. I was told that it was pretty big. It's called Don't Suck My Wiener. I don't know if that rings a bell for you guys at all. I'll sing it. Don't suck my wiener, who do you think you are? Just because my wiener's out, don't suck my wiener. I never gave consent, nobody here gave consent, so don't you suck my wiener, boy. You guys don't remember that song? My manager told me it was on the Billboard Hot 100. He must have lied. I don't really listen to that. I like jazz. I always do one for me, one for them. You guys enjoying life? Life is good, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Silver. Life sucks. Life sucks. I think we can all agree. You ever got a pee so bad it hurts?
Yeah.
Right? And then you go pee and it hurts? Life sucks. Life is a bitch. My favorite 90s song is by Brandy. It's called Have You Ever? And one of the lyrics is, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Well, I have. And I finally got to go on a date with the girl of my dreams. And I really had to pee. And, you know, you ever cry because you know the girl of your dreams will never look at you the same? That and the combination of the painful pee. Have you ever?
Nope.
Yeah, I guess that's only relatable to me. What else do I want to talk about? Maybe I'll just make another song. Continue my music career. I'm going straight to the top. This is what charts these days. This will be on the Hot 100 in no time. I don't know why I'm like drawing a blank here. You guys like condoms? Blake, we know you do. Yeah, what about if we invented some sort of pussy juice soluble condom? This way we both get what we want, right? No harm, no foul. No harm, except for the abortion. Shouldn't say abortion with a baby in the room, but
Too late.
too late. Thank you, sir. Was that the baby? The baby's like, too late. Can't take it back now. I'm just gonna get off stage. Thank you.
One more time for Bryan Fountain. That baby is absorbing every single word that we say. I hope that baby's first words are pussy juice soluble condom. Wouldn't that be something? All right, your next comic is your very final comic of the evening. He may be the last comic tonight, but he's the first in your hearts. Everyone, put your hands together, be so loud, get ready to laugh at Monty Giles! One more time for Monty Giles and all the comics you've seen tonight. This has been so much fun. Thank you for hanging out on a rainy Sunday evening. Happy Father's Day, everyone, and have a blessed Sunday. All right, good night.